Hey, JuanSX here. I just want to do a quick video of my GT3 RS. I bought it like 2.5 months ago. I haven't really made a lot of content on it, but I wanted to give you a rundown of all the mods I've done to it, my thoughts on why I got this over the 4RS that I sold, and how this performs on the track, etc, etc. So it's a quick video, but I hope you like it. If you like my shirt or my hat, check out TamaleTrackDays.com. It's an organization that my friend Nick and I made. We run private track events with super low car count, super friendly. You don't need to be fast at all, but we do require you to have some prior track experience so that everyone stays safe and that you kind of know what to do on the track. We're hosting an event at Buttonwillow Friday coming up here on 4/18, and also we're planning on a bunch of events at the end of the year when the weather gets better at Chuckwalla. See you then. So this is a 2019 GT3 RS with the Weissach package in GT silver and lizard green interior. I haven't seen another one with lizard green. Most people hate it, but I actually love it. It's pretty unique. And the Weissach package gives you exposed carbon on the hood, these side mirrors, gives you carbon on the roof. Usually it's magnesium on the standard one, and then exposed carbon on the spoiler. In addition to that, you get carbon fiber sway bars and something else, but I forgot. I've had my car for 2.5 months. I put about 4,500 miles on the car. And that includes driving it down from Portland, Oregon, and about 3 or 4 track days, I can't remember. But the track days don't really take up that much of the mileage. It's getting to and from the track, like Buttonwillow and Chuckwalla, they're kind of far. As far as interior mods goes, I have a T9 memory module here that keeps track of the PDK, suspension, and exhaust memory configuration, so that when you turn on the car, it remembers the position that it was on before it was turned off. So that was kind of annoying if you don't have that, especially the sport exhaust button, because it sucks that you have to push the button every single time. I also have this Redline iPhone mount here. It's magnetic. It allows you to put your phone on here, and you can use it while you're driving. It's pretty easy to install. You just have to remove this console piece here, and there's existing screws and mounting positions that you could put this on. It's pretty nice. The only thing I don't like about it is that it kind of covers the visibility on the screen here. So if you're using Apple Maps, there's a button that you try to access on the bottom right corner, like to zoom in on the map or something like that. This kind of gets in the way, so that's the only downside to that. Oh, I also have these seat inserts. They're an interwoven Alcantara material. So they take leather and Alcantara and then they do a checkerboard pattern here, individual pieces. There's a guy in Germany that makes these, Justin Plasek. They're really expensive, but I ended up finding the supplier for these inserts, and I had somebody in the United States make them. Crazy Eddie, he's a good guy. He made them pretty perfect. I love these inserts. They're so nice, they feel so premium. And you can't forget about the essential mod that you need to do on any 911 or Porsche with bucket seats are the Crazy Eddie's holster covers. He does a really nice job of making them match the OEM trim or the OEM stitching, and they fit really nice. Installation is perfect, and they really protect your seats when you're getting in and out. You can also have him make you these seatbelt holders here. It prevents your seatbelt from going too far back when you release it, so that you don't have to reach. He gets it in the same stitching, and you can also get the words RS or anything stitched into here, but I thought that's kind of cheesy because there already says RS like everywhere in this car. I also have the JQ Works Mad Trace magnetic paddle shifters. They mimic the 9923 RS style. Here's the unit back here. It's the best thing you could buy for this car. It makes the shifting so much more rewarding, and the sound and the feel is just amazing. They don't come colored like this. I think you can get them yellow or black, but I painted mine green here. It's so satisfying. And I think on the track it should help you a little bit more because you can't really hear anything on the track, so having this sound helps a lot. And then you have gloves on, so the shifting mechanism is a little bit muted. This helps out a little bit. So the car has full PPF. I got that done from 405 Motoring out in LA. They did a really good job. East is amazing. He takes really good care of you, follows up on everything. If there's any issues, he'll be on top of it. So I highly recommend them. I did get double protection, and this is something he actually recommended and did for me. I didn't even ask for it. Right here, there's another layer on top. It helps out a little bit. I mean, I think it could be a little bit bigger because you can see that it stops here, but this is all unprotected. But I think for the most part it's good, so that I could just remove this and replace this once this gets all dinged up. And when I did the PPF again, I had to redo the sticker here. The OEM one is like $100. It looks a little bit slightly different, but this is from Porsche.com. It was $9. Looks pretty good to me for $9. So the front lip of my car and the side curtains are from a Cup car, the 991 Cup car. And it deletes the side deflector here. So the OEM lip was $700 or so, and that was kind of expensive because I just broke mine when I went to Buttonwillow. So then I looked up the Cup lip and it was only $250. I got 3 of them from Demon Motorsports for $750, and I had to get the side curtains from them as well, and then it fits pretty good. I had to make slight modifications to the side curtain, but it was pretty easy. The lip is much more aggressive. It's a cheaper plastic material rather than the OEM one that comes standard, but it's pretty good, and you won't feel as guilty when you snap these on the track. It's slightly wider than the standard ones. I think because on the Cup car they have to tack on the fender covers here. It's like what, half an inch, and barely noticeable, and it looks really aggressive, so I like it. I have my wing set to maximum downforce. When you do that, the service manual requires you to take out these mesh covers that are usually in here to prevent rocks from coming up. And then it requires you to remove these 2 little blocks that are in the front of the car, maximum downforce. As far as tires, I'm running the Nankang Sport Next CRS Revision 2s. 325, 30s, 21s. I really love these tires. I think this is like my 3rd set. I had 2 sets for the 4S and then one for this one here. After about 3 track days, probably have 1 more day left in them. I'm also running some pretty aggressive camber from WRT Technica. I don't think it's maxed out on camera, but it's set up pretty aggressive. Yeah, the front tires are the same tires, 265, 35, 20. My preference is to run PCCB on track. I think it has the best pedal feel. I've had that versus Giro discs and ST surface transforms. I really love the PCCB on the track, but obviously it's super expensive because if you run these rotors too thin, you have to replace them, and it's super expensive to replace. So most track guys just do the factory irons, or they'll do AP racing or something like that that's non-PCCB. One bad thing about this car is that the rear wheels are 21 inch and the fronts are 20s. I mean, that's huge. I want to downgrade these wheels here from 21/20s to 19s round. The issue is that with the stock PCCB, the fitment on the forge lines that I want to get are really tight. I am probably going to have to get AP racing or PFCs. I haven't washed my car yet since I put PPF on there, and you can see all these tire marks from the track. And one good thing about 911s is there's this rear side skirt piece here. It attaches to the body, and on the Caymans, it doesn't have this. So the paint is exposed, so you get tons of scratches underneath. But here, at least it's this part that gets scratched up and not the body of the car. The previous owner, or the original owner of this car, spec'd this to have painted nozzles here, which is cool. A lot of people don't do this. And one thing I love about these 911s or the 991s is that these PDLS Plus headlights, they swivel when you turn, which is cool, but they have the ring here, the halo around here, and it looks awesome at night. I also have these OMP toe straps here for the track. I think they use these on the Club Sports. This was originally purchased for a 4RS, and I used it here. It fits, but I think it's a little bit short, so if I tighten it, it gets kind of hard when it's really screwed in, and it's kind of hard to get out. The thing I hate the most are these black door handles. I don't know why people spec this. They actually pay more money for this. I don't think it looks good on the car. I ended up buying a set of door handles from my friend Mark. He had an extra set. They're black though, but I'll have to get them painted GT silver to match. So one cool thing about the 991 GT3 RS is that a lot of the parts are interchangeable with Caymans. I had the anti-gravity lightweight battery from my 4RS, and I was able to install it in this car. Same with the magnetic paddle shifters. One fun fact is on non-PTS cars, this comes in body color, this stupid antenna thing. But on PTS cars, it comes in black. So they don't even paint it to the PTS color, it just puts it black, and then it's body color for a normal one. And one thing that 911s don't have that the Caymans do is a trunk release button here. On the Caymans, there's a rear hatch, so you can push this and it'll release the trunk. Here, there's no trunk. There's this engine lid, which I thought it should have had the release too, because it's annoying because I have to go in to pop this to release the engine cover. On the 3RS, the wing and the side struts here are all attached to the engine lid. It uses these little struts here. Mine is broken, so there's usually a lock mechanism where I can keep it propped up, but it doesn't work. But all of the aero and downforce is all attached just to this lid. The 992s have them attached right to the chassis. It's a lot stronger, but here, I don't know, it's kind of flimsy. But this rear lid is carbon fiber here. This is a carbon fiber trim piece, which is cool. Another great mod are these car pokes license plate mounts. They allow you to put your license plate frame and license plate on the car without actually screwing into the bumper. So Porsche, they just tell people to just screw into the plastic bumper, and that over time, removing and reinstalling, like let's say if you're on the track, it'll just make the holes not usable anymore. So this one actually has 3M tape that sticks onto the bumper, and then you mount the license plate on top of the car pokes frame here. And I have holes in my bumper here from a previous installation of a radar detector, I believe. They mounted it right into the bumper, which sucks. But once you put the license plate on there, you can't really see it. This side window is cracked. There are no impact marks here. I mean, I did go on the track, it did go off, but it was a clean excursion, so I don't think anything would have really caused this. The rear window is also cracked. This just happened last week. I was just driving, did nothing crazy. So the crack starts at the top here, and then it actually goes down, and I don't know if it's cracked inside here, but it also is cracked down here. And I looked, and there's a service bulletin for 992 windows, and they have the same crack pattern. And my car's not under a warranty, so I don't know if they'll replace it, but I'm gonna try to see if the dealership can do anything, because it's really unacceptable for the window just to crack by driving the car. One of my favorite mods here is a JCR titanium valved exhaust. If I would have known, I probably would have just got their non-valve exhaust, because when it's valve, you really can't tell a sound difference. Maybe you can when you're outside of the car, but inside the car, you really can't. And just having the car with the valves off all the time sounds okay to me, like it's not overbearing. So I think if I were to change this exhaust, I would probably get the one without the valves, so then it's lighter. If it's full titanium, the valves are made out of Inconel, I believe, or not the valves, but the valve section is made out of Inconel, whereas the valveless one is just full titanium, so it's a little bit lighter. On the stock GT3 RS, there's a heat shield of some sort that goes behind this. It covers the hole here, so you can't really see the exhaust. I opted to take that out because I was having fitment issues. It was kind of bent right here, and it looked ugly, so I just removed it. And I think this looks a little cleaner because you could see the actual titanium exhaust, and it's awesome. Next up on my list would be a full Inconel header here from JCR. Once I have enough money for that, I'll install that because I think it's going to give me more power, and it's going to sound awesome, and it's slightly a little lighter than the OEM manifolds. And on this JCR exhaust tip here, the straight cut ones, they're a little bit smaller than OEM, so there's a bigger gap between here. I would probably, next time if I were to buy this again, I'd get the megaphone ones because it would fill in the bumper a little bit more. And I had a little bit of an issue trying to level the exhaust. It was hanging a little bit low, and I think it's still a little bit low, so I have to readjust it. And if you do any form of high-speed driving or you track a lot, I would recommend getting wind deflectors. I got these from True Performance. They're carbon fiber, full carbon fiber. They're really lightweight, and they're only around 400 bucks. So what happens on 911s that doesn't really happen on the Cayman is that since there's this huge pocket area back here, a lot of wind goes back there, creates a lot of turbulence, and it really messes up your ears. On the 911, it happens a lot. On the Caymans, it doesn't happen really. So if you have a 911, you really need to get these. So yeah, I really love this car. I plan on keeping this for a long time. The only thing I would exchange it for is maybe a Miami blue one, because I like blues, or a 992 3 RS, of course. Oh, and another fun fact about this car is that the original owner expected this to be paint to sample. What happened was when the 991 Generation .2 paint to sample program started, they were having issues. So for the entire North American market, there were no paint to sample 991.2s. Europe got it, but not North America. But the cool thing is on the window sticker, it actually says request for paint to sample or something like that for this car. Now, I don't know if it was intentional to keep the lizard green interior with the GT silver. Maybe they forgot that since they didn't get PTS, that they didn't change the interior color. I think maybe they would have done a green exterior in this car. I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, I really like the green interior. So in closing, I had a GT3 Touring, the 991, the Mexico Blue. It was an amazing car. It looked beautiful, but it was just a little bit not RS. Suspension was super soft, didn't handle as well. I didn't feel confident, and it just wasn't as fun with the speed of the engine and the flywheel. And the manual transmission is cool, but manual's not really for me. I've had lots of manuals in the past. Tons of NSXs, the GT3 RS, the 997 manual. Great car, but once you go PDK, at least for me, driving through the canyons at speed, driving to track, it's just a different experience, and I enjoy that more than shifting a manual. So if you had an RS before, then you went to a non-RS, it's a different feeling. You lose a lot. You lose that extra edge that the RS gives you, the steering feel, the throttle response, the revving of the engine, the suspension. So coming from a GT4 RS to a GT3 RS, it's pretty similar. Driving on the streets, they're about identical. The PDK, the engine, everything, but you really only get to feel the difference when you're on the track or you're driving at full speed, 9/10, 10/10. The 4S wasn't as compliant, going over bumps like a Button Willow or even at ACH, you can really feel the suspension trying. The 3RS, it just goes, it hooks, has a wider stance, wider track. It just really sticks to the road. And I think the 3RS has slightly more power than the 4RS. You can't feel it really on the streets, but when you're on the track, when you're getting out of the corners, you get a slight advantage, I think, because I'm looking at my data and I can see this car gets out of the hole faster in the straight line compared to my 4RS. And of course, you got the iconic 911 howl, the exhaust note. The 4S, as much as people have tried with different exhausts, I mean, I had the best exhaust, I had JCR. It sounded great, but it just didn't have that howl that 911s have. That's akin to the shorter exhaust travel in the 911. Oh, and then the final point here is that 911 over Cayman. Caymans are amazing, they're great, and they're cheaper, so it really gives you a good entry point into the Porsche world. 4S is a beast of a car. My friend Nick does way faster times than I can ever do in his 4S. I'm not discounting that at all, but as a driver that isn't as skilled like me, jumping into this car, you're immediately faster than the 4S. And on top of that, you get the 911 clout that the Cayman community, they never get. I mean, I feel bad for them. I mean, I used to be a Cayman owner. I felt bad for myself, but you can't beat these 911 hips. And the engine exhaust sound, the howl, beautiful. And interesting thing, this car is more expensive than my 4RS if you go by MSRP, but this car to insure is much cheaper, probably because it's older, so that's a benefit.
So thanks a lot for watching my video. I really enjoyed making it. I know there's a lot of information, a lot of content in one video, but hey, I wanted to throw it all out there and give you guys my reasonings for what I did and what I'm doing now and how I'm going to enjoy this car for a very long time. So thank you.